Kansas is a state in the Midwestern region of the United States. It borders Nebraska to the north, Missouri to the east, Oklahoma to the south, and Colorado to the west. Kansas is named after the Kansas River, in turn named after the Kansa people. Its capital is Topeka, and its most populous city is Wichita. However, the largest urban area is the bi-state Kansas City, Mox metropolitan area. For thousands of years, what is now Kansas was home to numerous and diverse indigenous tribes. The first settlement of non-indigenous people in Kansas occurred in 1827 at Fort Leavenworth. The pace of settlement accelerated in the 1850s in the midst of political wars over the slavery debate, when it was officially opened to settlement by the U.S. government in 1854 with the Kansas-Nebraska Act. Conflict between abolitionist free staters from New England and pro-slavery settlers from neighboring Missouri broke out over the question of whether Kansas would become a free state or a slave state, in a period known as Bleeding Kansas. On January 29, 1861, Kansas entered the Union as a free state, hence the unofficial nickname the Free State. Passage of the Homestead Acts in 1862 brought a further influx of settlers, and the booming cattle trade of the 1870s attracted some of the Wild West's most iconic figures to western Kansas. As of 2015, Kansas was among the most productive agricultural states, producing high yields of wheat, corn, sorghum, and soybeans. In addition to its traditional strength in agriculture, Kansas possesses an extensive aerospace industry. Kansas, which has an area of 82,278 square miles, 213,100 square kilometers, is the 15th largest state by area, the 36th most populous of the 50 states, with a population of 2,940,865 according to the 2020 census, and the 10th least densely populated. Residents of Kansas are called Kansans. Mount Sunflower is Kansas's highest point at 4,039 feet, 1,231 meters. The western meadowlark is a medium-sized icterid bird, about 8.5 in length. It nests on the ground in open grasslands across western and central North America. It feeds mostly on bugs but will also feed on seeds and berries. Sunflowers Helianthus annuus are a genus of annual and perennial flowering plants in the daisy family Asteraceae. They are native to North and Central America, except for 3 South American species. Sunflowers are drought-tolerant, easy to care for, and thrive in hot, sunny conditions. They are a haven for pollinators, encouraging a biodiverse environment in your garden. The eastern cottonwood Populus deltoides is a type of poplar that is native to North America. It grows in the eastern, central, and southwestern United States, as well as in the southern Canadian prairies and northeastern Mexico. The eastern cottonwood has toothed, deep green, broadly triangular leaves and dark gray bark that is deeply fissured when the tree is mature. The tree gets its name from the cottonelle-like seeds produced by female trees. Kansas has 105 counties, the 5th highest total of any state. The first counties were established while Kansas was a territory from May 30, 1854 until January 29, 1861, when Kansas became a state. Many of the counties in the eastern part of the state are named after prominent Americans from the late 18th and early to mid-19th centuries, while those in the central and western part of the state are named for figures in the American Civil War. Several counties throughout the state bear names of Native American origin. Wyandotte County and the City of Kansas City, and Greeley County and the City of Tribune operate as unified governments. The FIPS state code for Kansas is 20.
Top 10 largest cities in Kansas.
Number 10, Salina, Kansas. Salina is a city in and the county seat of Saline County, Kansas, United States. As of the 2020 census, the population was 46,889. In the early 1800s, the Kansas tribal land reached eastward from the middle of the Kansas Territory. In 1858, settlers from Lawrence founded the Salina Town Company with a wagon circle, under constant threat of High Plains tribal attacks from the west. It was named for the salty Saline River. Saline County was soon organized around this township, and in 1870, Salina incorporated as a city. As the westernmost town on the Smoky Hill Trail, Salina boomed until the Civil War by establishing itself as a trading post for westbound immigrants, gold prospectors bound for Pikes Peak, and area American Indian tribes. It boomed again from the 1940s to the 1950s when the Smoky Hill Army Airfield was built for World War II strategic bombers. It is now a micropolis and regional trade center for north central Kansas. Higher education institutions include the KSU College of Technology and Aviation and Kansas Wesleyan University, and employers include Tony's Pizza, Anzai Battery, Great Plains Manufacturing, and Assyrian. Number 9. Manhattan, Kansas. Manhattan is a city in and the county seat of Riley County, Kansas, U.S. Although the city extends into Pottawatomie County, it is located in northeastern Kansas at the junction of the Kansas River and Big Blue River. As of the 2020 census, the population of the city was 54,100. The city was founded by settlers from the New England Immigrant Aid Company as a free state town in the 1850s during the Bleeding Kansas era. Nicknamed the Little Apple as a play on New York City's moniker of the Big Apple, Manhattan is the home of Kansas State University and has a distinct college town atmosphere. Number 8. Lenexa, Kansas. Lenexa is a city in Johnson County, Kansas, United States, and part of the Kansas City metropolitan area. As of the 2020 census, the population of the city was 57,434, making it the 9th most populated city in Kansas. It is bordered by the cities of Shawnee to the north, Overland Park to the east, DeSoto to the west, and Ollett to the south. Number 7. Shawnee, Kansas. Shawnee is a city in Johnson County, Kansas, United States. It is the 7th most populous municipality in the Kansas City metropolitan area. As of the 2020 census, the population of the city was 67,311. Number 6. Lawrence, Kansas. Lawrence is a city in and the county seat of Douglas County, Kansas, United States, and the 6th largest city in the state. It is in the northeastern sector of the state, astride Interstate 70, between the Kansas and Wakarusa rivers. As of the 2020 census, the population of the city was 94,934. Lawrence as well as Douglas County are part of the Kansas City and Overland Park and Kansas City, Missouri combined statistical area. Lawrence is a college town and the home to both the University of Kansas and the Haskell Indian Nations University. Lawrence was founded by the New England Immigrant Aid Company (NEAC) and was named for Amos Lawrence, an abolitionist from Massachusetts who offered financial aid and support for the settlement. Lawrence was central to the Bleeding Kansas period 1854 to 1861 and the site of the Wakarusa War in 1855 and the sacking of Lawrence in 1856 during the American Civil War. It was also the site of the Lawrence Massacre of 1863. Lawrence began as a center of free state politics. Its economy diversified into many industries, including agriculture, manufacturing, and education, beginning with the founding of the University of Kansas in 1865 and Haskell Indian Nations University in 1884. Number 5. Topeka, Kansas. Topeka is the capital city of the U.S. state of Kansas and the county seat of Shawnee County. It is along the Kansas River in the central part of Shawnee County, in northeast Kansas, in the central United States. As of the 2020 census, the population of this city was 126,587. The Topeka Metropolitan Statistical Area, which includes Shawnee and Jackson and Jefferson and Osage and Wabansie counties, had a population of 233,870 in the 2010 census. The city, laid out in 1854, was one of the free state towns founded by Eastern anti-slavery men immediately after the passage of the Kansas and Nebraska Bill. In 1857, Topeka was chartered as a city. The city is well known for the landmark U.S. Supreme Court case Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka, which overturned Plessy v. Ferguson and declared racial segregation in public schools to be unconstitutional. Number 4. Olathe, Kansas. Olathe is the county seat of Johnson County, Kansas, United States. It is the 4th most populous city in both the Kansas City metropolitan area and the state of Kansas, with a 2020 population of 141,290. Number 3. Kansas City, Kansas. Kansas City, abbreviated as KCK, is the 3rd most populous city in the U.S. state of Kansas and the county seat of Wyandotte County. It is an inner suburb of the older and more populous Kansas City, Missouri, after which it is named. As of the 2020 census, the population of the city was 156,607, making it one of 4 principal cities in the Kansas City metropolitan area. It is situated at Caw Point, the junction of the Missouri and Kansas rivers. It is part of a consolidated city-county government known as the Unified Government. It is the location of the University of Kansas Medical Center and Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Number 2. Overland Park, Kansas. Overland Park is a city in Johnson County, Kansas, United States, and the second most populous city in the state of Kansas. It is one of 4 principal cities in the Kansas City metropolitan area and the most populous suburb of Kansas City, Missouri. As of the 2020 census, the population of the city was 197,238. Number 1. Wichita, Kansas. Wichita is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Kansas and the county seat of Sedgwick County. As of the 2020 census, the population of the city was 397,532. The Wichita metro area had a population of 647,610 in 2020. It is located in south-central Kansas on the Arkansas River. Wichita began as a trading post on the Kishon Trail in the 1860s and was incorporated as a city in 1870. It became a destination for cattle drives traveling north from Texas to Kansas railroads, earning it the nickname Cowtown. Wyatt Earp served as a police officer in Wichita for around 1 year before going to Dodge City. In the 1920s and 1930s, businessmen and aeronautical engineers established aircraft manufacturing companies in Wichita, including Beechcraft, Cessna, and Stearman Aircraft. The city became an aircraft production hub known as the air capital of the world. Textron Aviation, Learjet, Airbus, and Boeing and Spirit Aerosystems continue to operate design and manufacturing facilities in Wichita, and the city remains a major center of the American aircraft industry. Several airports located within the city of Wichita include McConnell Air Force Base, Colonel James Jabara Airport, and Wichita Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport, the largest airport in Kansas. As an industrial hub, Wichita is a regional center of culture, media, and trade. It hosts several universities, large museums, theaters, parks, shopping centers, and entertainment venues, most notably in Trust Bank Arena and Century Roman II Performing Arts and Convention Center. The city's old Cowtown Museum maintains historical artifacts and exhibits the city's early history. Wichita State University is the 3rd largest post-secondary institution in the state.